Our reaction is pouring in from the pro-life community after a judge struck down Ohio's heartbeat law. The legislation outlawed most abortions once a baby's heartbeat was detected. However, the judge, Christian Jenkins, called it unconstitutional following the passage of a pro-abortion amendment last fall. The state's Attorney General, Dave Yost, requested to leave all but one provision of the heartbeat law untouched after the amendment passed. Yost's office says that they will decide whether to appeal within 30 days. And joining us now to discuss this further is Baer from the Coalition for Christian Values. Aaron, great to have you on the show. So what was your reaction when you learned of this ruling?
Well, first and foremost, it's heartbreaking because this ruling is going to lead to tens of thousands of Ohio children losing their lives. But also, too, what we're seeing here is that when Planned Parenthood and the ACLU ran this abortion amendment campaign last year, they sold voters a bill of goods that's not true. What they were telling voters is this was about rape and incest and these really hard cases of abortion. But what we're seeing now with this court ruling is that we're going to have dangerous late-term abortions here. There's also other litigation going on to repeal common sense regulations on abortion clinics that even a lot of Democrats agree with. So we mourn today, but we're also beginning to expose to voters the radical nature of what was passed last year.
Yeah, and I know that you said in a statement that Ohio voters are beginning to see the extreme nature of the state's abortion amendment. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, the reality is a lot of folks, when they're thinking about abortion today, they don't realize what's actually happening, especially with the promulgation of chemical abortion. So now you have stories of women having abortion pills sent to them that they ordered online from who knows where. And you talk to pregnancy center workers and you'll hear stories of women who have actually delivered their children into toilets by themselves alone. You heard just a little bit ago about the hemorrhaging that some of these drugs can cause. So these are things that voters weren't thinking about when they went in to vote. And so we're going to begin to expose those stories and hopefully begin in Ohio and in other states that have had these dangerous abortion amendment passed get repealed or at least curbed back.
Yeah. Have you heard anything from pro-lifers about this decision?
Oh, yeah. I know for all of us, it's not unexpected that this decision was going to come down with the way that the abortion amendment was written. It was really written very broadly. And for a lot of us, it's just a day of mourning because we knew this was going to come our way. But also there's a lot of determination because we need to save every single life we can in the Buckeye State.
Yeah. And we know that the county judge says this ruling upholds the wishes of the voters following the passage of Issue 1, the so-called Reproductive Freedom Amendment. What would you say to that?
Again, at the end of the day, when you look at the abortion amendment itself, it's really hard for us to have weak gestational limits on abortion right now. But again, what we don't think a lot of voters realize when they passed this, that this was going to allow abortions after 20 weeks and when children can feel pain and a lot of the more gruesome abortion procedures we see in America today. Don't get me wrong, all abortion is wrong. But we have a lot of work to do to convince voters of that. And I think they're going to start to see the dangers of what they passed last year.
Yeah, Aaron, before I let you go, we have like 30 seconds left or so, but we're seeing a lot of these abortion amendments on ballots this fall. I want to get your thoughts on that, especially in Florida.
At the end of the day, Florida's in really strong shape because they have folks like Ron DeSantis and his wife, Casey DeSantis, who are really highlighting the dangers of it. Having doctors speak out on this is a big deal. And they also have an important constitutional threshold. So I'm really optimistic about Florida. I think we have a chance of winning there. Some of the other states, it's going to be tough. But there's a long fight ahead to protect life in America today.
I'm going to leave it right there. Aaron, great to be with you. We appreciate it. God bless.
Hey, thank you.